Yo, it's good.
Chris.
What's up?
Chris.
Can you hear me?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah,
You?
I can hear you.
That's what's up.
So what's up, man? What you
Shit.
want to talk about?
We can start with your
I can hear you.
can you hear me
My
now?
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nah. About 2 weeks ago, I said in a video that I went to TGI Fridays and I was talking about gynocentrism and how,
Right.
society doesn't care nothing about men and only cares about women. And they were laughing and we were going back and forth. It was like friendly banter. And before I left, I said, I just want to say this, like, women are retarded children that need men to make decisions for them. And when I was walking out, the one girl, she said, don't come back. But I thought she was playing. It's been about 2 weeks. I
Right.
said I wasn't gonna go back till springtime, but I said I'll wait. And I went back today. I went and got a hamburger today. And then I I go in there and I order my food. And then I go sit at the bar to get some. I'm just gonna get some water, and then they refuse to serve me. And then I'm like, "Y'all serious?" They was really like, "Yeah, we remember what you said last time. Women are retarded children, this, that, and the other." And they actually was talking to me, but they wouldn't serve me though. So they go in the back and get the manager, and they call the police on me. The police come, and then I know that you got to put on a totally different face once they come. Once they come, you make a wrong move or say something wrong, your ass is clinked up, and I don't need that.
Right.
So when they got there, I calmed myself down. I was already not too excited, but I told them exactly what happened, and they said I didn't think they had the right to refuse me, but they refused me, and they have a right to. So I just hope they didn't spit in my food, but I won't be going back there.
I would
But
like
it
to know
just
what they
goes to
told the
show you
cops though.
why.
I want to know what they told the cops to actually get the cops to come all the
Oh,
way up there for you.
just that I was being told to move to a different part of the restaurant to get served, and I wouldn't move probably. That's probably what they said. But I will say the two girls were black. The manager was black. How it goes into how they are real quick to call the police and involve the authorities when they know that shit can go a different way. They
Yeah.
don't care. They
Yes.
don't care. They do not care. So I'm sitting there like, wow. But yeah, but I was actually nervous there sitting there talking to the cops. So they run my name and stuff. My record's been expunged. I've been in trouble though, but I just don't like dealing with them. To be honest with you, I should have just said, you know what? Fuck y'all. Y'all might spit in my food and I'll just leave and go home. But I wanted a hamburger, so I just waited.
I mean that's crazy that you simply saying your opinion, even though I'm pretty sure to them it's quite insulting and offensive, that now they're not going
Right.
to do their job. And then the
Exactly.
manager
And you know
backs
what
them
I
up
said
on
too?
it.
I said, right, right. I said this to him. I said, now, if it was a man over here refusing to serve a woman, y'all would have a problem with that. I'm talking about the bosses, the people that own the establishment would have a problem with their bartender at TGI Fridays, who happens to be a male, telling a female, I'm not going to serve you for whatever reason. They wouldn't let no man get away with that shit. And
Nope.
that's what got the other two waitresses started talking to me when I said that. That's what let me know they want to act like they mad, but they really ain't that mad. They all stick together. Another thing, a hive mind state. Once the one didn't want me in there, they all didn't want me in there. That's how it wasn't one going side against the group. Nah. And then it was Simps in there too, because I was getting looks from Simps. That's another thing. You got to worry about Simps trying to do something to you because you didn't say something against his queen.
Man, I see that shit all the time. Like it's a lot of that's why I say like it would never be as mainstream as we want it. Because we have a lot of men that I don't know if it's to be accepted or maybe because they don't want to go against the grain, but we got a lot of dudes that will not only try to see it their way, but also use a lot of talking points that they use because it's just like
Say
you said what?
say that one more time. That you was breaking up. You know how it sounds all fuzzy and shit. You
Yeah,
was saying something about men always side with women is going to make it what, so they will never come out from under this gynocentrism.
right. Like that is regardless of what it is,
Yeah.
whether it's to say that they're under like even if they say something stupid like they're underpaid or underappreciated or like today like one of the topics I said was about this whole rape thing. A dude said he was going on like begging for pussy is rape because she didn't want to like what the like we will there are men who will go to any length they possibly can
Right, to get pussy. Right.
Even if they
And
not,
that's
just to
what
be
really
accepted.
a man, right? But a man's need for pussy is like the biggest thing in the world. Like, dudes, you can't fathom. Most niggas can't fathom going without sex from a woman. They just can't, and they'll do it. But that's what I said because there was some young boy sitting at the bar, like 32. That's young to me. So I said something along the lines of like the reason why I can say what I want to say because I don't care if they don't want to sleep with me. I don't give a fuck. You're young enough to where you don't want to piss them off because you might still want something from them.
Right.
I don't want nothing from these chicks. Even if they want to give it to me, I still would be like, I got something else to do. I'll call you next month. Yeah, like, yeah. When you get that, I don't get that sensation of wanting to tear up them guts and all like that. Even when I see a girl that I think is cute, they might make me smile because they cute and I'm talking to a cute woman. But for me to feel like, yo, I gotta have this chick, me and her. Nah, I'm not feeling that. No. And I look at it as a blessing more so than a curse because of all the shit that can get you fucked up involved with these women. Like I don't see like if you don't want sex from them, I really truly don't see anything good to come out of any type of relationship with them. And I don't see anything that they can offer other than sex anyway. And once you get that, then what? It's nothing but potential problems. It ain't gonna be no good shit, man. I just don't think so.
Yeah, we've definitely went a long way to. We accommodate women in just about every phase of life that they need. And to your your comment about them being children. What is it? What you say? Children, retarded children.
I said retarded children that need somebody to make decisions for them. You did a video about it. Look at all the single
Yeah,
mothers out there. There wouldn't be that many single mothers out there if all the dudes out here who didn't want to have a child with that particular female, if they were able to make sure she didn't have it, there'd be a lot less single moms out here, yo.
yeah.
A lot less. Or if the fathers were able to choose who they wanted their daughters to be with. Once the daughters were able to choose, they were able to choose wrong. For real.
Right, and I was actually going to
They
bring
never
that
choose
video
right.
up. Yeah, I was going to bring that video up because they're actually saying in situations like that they can't choose and they do need help because they're saying early 20s all the way there. You still don't know anything. All right, so what I was saying was like they're actually making arguments now that they can't
Yeah.
make any choices on their own because it went from 18 and 19 to now it's, well, you shouldn't allow us to date older men because like we're just trying to figure ourselves. Like, how do you never know yourself? That's what I want to know. Women seem to never know who they are until I guess
Right.
some convenient situation or something. That's what's bugging me.
Exactly. They know themselves when it's convenient to know themselves, and they don't know themselves when it's convenient for them not to know themselves.
Like how many
Whatever's convenient for them is
accommodations?
what they go with.
How many
Huh?
accommodations do you need? Like they're inventing
I don't
ways
know.
to never be wrong. That's incredible. To never be wrong.
Right?
I've never seen this.
Right?
Like
Right?
but yet if you allow them to be, if the dude was rich, oh then you can date. Then they're just getting a bag. But now if
Right.
the dude ain't broke or is broke, now it seemed like it's, oh, you're just trying to control women. Like, what the fuck? What age? I would like women to tell us what age can they be held accountable is the question. What age can you hold a woman accountable for her decisions?
It should be the same as us, 18, but no matter what the age of the woman, women are never held accountable. The age is infinity. Women are just never held accountable. That's just the way it is.
I need to put that
It's
on
just the way it
Twitter.
is. I would have liked to have gotten a little bit more sympathy from the 2 male cops that came to show up to try to lock me up. They wasn't really, I guess they was there to do their job. They really wasn't trying to hear it. But they know that society don't care nothing about men. They know it. They're men. They got to know it. And the law is benefiting men. Come on now. They know that. Police got to know that shit. But, it's all falling on deaf ears. I was really basically giving them some because I knew I was about to go live and I wanted to have some shit to say. Because I'm like, people have called me the voice that wants to be heard. So, yeah. I like talking about stuff like this. I thought I was going to go back in there and be able to talk more shit to the girls. Like, I was going to say, like, a perfect example I got is if you got 10 men, 10 women and 1 man, he's able to populate and put a seed in each one of those women. But if you got 10 men versus one woman, she can only have one seed 9 months. So she's not able to reproduce like a man can reproduce. A man can be pregnant and have 2 women pregnant at the same time, but a woman can't be pregnant by a man, 2 different men at the same time. She can't do that. And that right there tells me that men are just more valuable. That's the point that I'm making. That's the point that I want everybody to see. That's what I want the simps to see. You don't need to be catering to these women because you're worth more as far as with God's natural order. You're worth more than these women are.
No, see, let's switch to talking about simps. Why do simps behave the way they behave? See, they're never going, even though this information is out here, there's always going to, not only do you have family backing you and saying you need to, or, you got a lot of dudes that's going to call you gay. You got a lot of women that's going to call you gay. You got a lot of pressure to ignore what you see and what's rational, that a lot of dudes just not even going to be open to even trying to wrap their minds around this. So that's that's why simps will always be simps.
Look, man, my pop said to me one time when I was upset about some hearsay that was going on, and my pop said, "You know what you're doing?" Meaning, if I'm gay, I know that I ain't suck nobody's dick. If they want to say I'm broke, I know I can afford to do everything that I need to do for myself. There's no shame in that can come my way, especially when it comes to that, because I know what I'm doing. Nobody can say anything like that about me. I don't care about the shaming tactics. None of it bothers me. I just think that too many dudes, it starts with your mother, man. Your mother was the one that made all the decisions for you in life. She was the one that picked out what you were going to wear to school, what kind of lunchbox you got, that type shit, what you had for lunch. She's the one that decided all that, not your father. It was your mother. So you start looking to your mother to do and make decisions for you. And then when you grow up, oh, no. And then when you're in school, your teacher, Jimmy did so good today. He got the citizenship award. He's our best student. So then your mom's patting you on your back because the teacher's patting you on your back. So you continue to do good things for the teacher to make her happy, your mom happy. Go out and try to do that with these women, and they don't listen. Women there's certain behaviors that women just aren't going to be attracted to. And that put you on a pedestal. You got to look at it when a woman shit tests you. She doesn't want you putting her on a pedestal, because if you do, it means that you're too focused on women to get your purpose, which is to be a provider for her. She knows that if you're focused on me, you're not focused on getting money so you can support a woman like me. So I don't need to deal with you. That's why they're attracted to what they're attracted to. And I didn't understand that. Like, my father is an alpha male. And, I saw alpha presence in the house, but he didn't school me on anything. So I naturally gravitated towards my mother. And the one thing she would always say about him was that he was a good provider, which he is. And I never wanted for anything growing up. Like, the only thing I didn't get to do that I wish I got to do was see Hulk Hogan and them dudes when they wrestled in their prime. That's the only thing I didn't get to do. Michael Jackson, Atari, Disney World, all that other shit I got to do. But anyway, she said he was a good provider, but she never said he was, because he wasn't a nice guy. She never said that the attributes that make a man attractive, which is being a provider, is what you need to be doing out here. So I went out here and tried to be the guy for my mother that my father never was, and totally didn't pay attention to being a good provider. And that's why she never left the dude, because he was a good provider. So that's what women are looking for. And when you show signs that you're not a good provider, or you don't have a mind state to go out and get it and not worry about no woman, because that shit will come, they're not going to be attracted to that. There's so many ways for them to weed you out. It's about them weeding you out. And your mother programmed you to be the type of dude that they would weed out. And, I want to say one thing I'm angry about. I'm angry about the fact that I'm 45 now, and I don't have the physicality to go out and get 25-year-old women like I did when I was 25. I just don't have that. And I'm not going to fool myself into thinking that I have that. But another thing I'd like to do is all the respect that I lost from women that they had me in good favor, and then I acted the way I wasn't supposed to be acting, the way I thought I was supposed to be acting, and they lost attraction for me. I would want to get the respect back from those women. But That's the only thing I would. That's why I'm kind of angry about it, even though I know it's just your turn with these women. So my turn, I just missed it. But I would really, the respect I lost from these hoes, because I just didn't know any better. I would like to get that back, but I can't. I'm not focused on that.
All right, so when you said fool myself, that rang a bell in my head, and I think that's another reason. I think when on the individual person on their self, I think a lot of men fool themselves into thinking that they're not who they really are. Like one thing I can say about myself is if you put me 50 years ago and put me in a traditional setting, I realized that I would have been that dude that was really just a bill payer. Meanwhile, the kids probably would have been mine. Girl probably would have been cheating, and I just would have basically been that stream of income. But I don't
Right.
think that a lot of men are able to admit that that's who they are and say, you know what, I refuse to go out like that. So either I'm going to take extreme precautions into how I interact with women, or I'm just not going to enter that, into that area at all. So I think to a fault of I don't know, maybe it's pride, but I think somewhere like that is where men are entrap themselves into being ongoing simps.
You mean what? For because they still want to get respect from women? You mean?
No, not necessarily respect, but to like just to feel like the whole alpha and beta thing, right?
Right.
I don't like it because it's too black and white and it doesn't speak to the
Right.
individual. But if you have to pick one, I don't think a lot of dudes will admit that they go, oh, well, I'm a beta male, so either I'm
Right.
going to
Not
change
enough.
this
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah. Nobody's gonna want to admit to being second tier all the time and got to eat second and all that. Nah. Nobody's gonna admit to that. Nah. Nobody's gonna want to be that.
but you don't have
Nah.
to be
But
that. You can change it, but I don't.
you
But
can,
you gotta accept it and admit it first. You feel me? And a
as
lot of
far as
dudes don't
what?
admit.
That you're a beta.
Yeah, a lot of dudes don't admit it.
Yeah. 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 Now that's hard. Now that's the first red pill you need to swallow. That you've been a beta most of your life. You've been raised to be a beta. So you can't really say that it's all your fault because that shit was indoctrinated in you. But once you know if you keep doing it, then hey, those are the people that you're referring to. Once you know you still want to keep being a simp,
Yeah,
are those the ones you're talking about?
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Them type I don't like people like that. I don't know what to say about them. But my biggest thing was I didn't know. Now that I know, when you know better, you're expected to do better. So now I know better and I'm doing better. I'm not dealing with them. Like I respect rattlesnakes. Don't mean I want to fuck with rattlesnakes. I don't mean I like them. I just respect them and know what they can do to you if you deal with them. So I choose not to deal with them. And if I deal with them with extreme caution. But I don't want to deal with them because I don't want to get bit. They'll call the cops on you and shit. I don't want to deal with them no more. Today, that showed me a lesson today. That they're not our friends. They're not.
Right. It took me a minute to realize and admit that I was a simp and I was doing all this stupid shit. It hurt it, but I admitted it and I went, all right, so this is what I gotta do and this is how I gotta approach it. So again, when you look at how a lot of dudes behave, like they don't want to admit that the girl they only with her because she know that he's the safe guy. So they still gonna keep doing it over and over again and being used. But when you're
Wow,
talking
you
about
really think that they know that, and they just can't? What, they don't have the balls to say, if I know I'm not your first choice, well then I'm gonna get what I get from you, and then I'm gonna just move on to somebody else. They can't do that.
they don't want to lose her. You gotta come on, man. Dudes, people don't want to lose what they got. So especially if a dude feel like that's the best he gonna get, he's just like he might just be like, shit, I'm not acknowledging that. I'm not leaving her. I'm not doing anything to jeopardize the only pussy that I can get. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
I
dude,
get okay. Then it goes back to a man's need and desire for pussy.
right?
Once you realize pussy really don't have no power like that, it really doesn't. It only has the power that you give it as a man. It
True.
don't have no power. Like if your desire to sleep with a girl is more than mine, then it might be worth more to you than it would be to me. But if it's not worth that much to you and it's not worth that much to me, then she's gonna have to find somebody else that idolizes her like she wants her to. Like that's what I say. If prostitution was legal, these women would really know that they're really not worth much other than sex. Because dudes will be going and paying for pussy and not dealing with their bullshit. Dudes only put up with their bullshit because they want to sleep with them. There's no reason to deal with a woman's bullshit if you don't have the ability to sleep with her or you don't have the desire to sleep with her. Absolutely no reason.
Nah, it's a lot of dudes that friend zone themselves. There's a lot of dudes that friend zone themselves. There's a lot of dudes that friend zone themselves because they don't want the pressure actually being her man. I've seen that time and time again, where a dude is just.
Well, you can friend zone yourself, but you can still be a friend with benefits.
Yeah, but
you don't got to be. You can listen to her problems and still sleep with her. You can do that.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about if you ain't sleeping with her, I don't want to hear your problems.
Right.
Nah. Now I'm not giving no woman my non-sexual attention ever. No, I'm not gonna say ever again, but I'm not gonna just. If I got sexual attention with her and she wants non-sexual attention from me, that's it. I'm ending that shit.
Yeah, but
if I don't have sexual attention with her, and I would like to, but I just don't, I ain't gonna keep talking to her.
Right. But you're a red pill though, and again, you said you're in your 40s, right? You've been around
45.
long enough, right? You've been around long enough to know the game. Dudes, especially in their early 20s, and they really ain't seen it or had the information, or if they had a little bit of it, again, they will rather have it in arm's reach, kinda, than to be like, all right, I'm nobody. I'm just by myself. You know what I'm saying? So dudes put themselves in the friend zone and rather accept that role than accept a non-role at all.
What you mean? You kind of mean be these chicks' friends so they can have the social acceptance of being around the chick or being with a chick?
Yes.
Yeah. I could understand that being 20. Yeah, I could. Because, I'm always going places by myself. Like when I went to TGI Fridays today, I'm always going to restaurants and shit alone. And if I was in my 20s, there would be more of a stigmatism. But because I'm older and I've really been a loner most of my adult life, like even before I've been red pilled, I just didn't want to fuck with people like that. It just was easier to not deal with people like that. It just always was. So I've always been like that. But if I was 20, it'd be like I got a friend who doesn't understand how I go to the movies by myself and all that. And some people just aren't built to be alone like that. And I think if I was 20 and wasn't who I am, it would be difficult. Yeah, I would want to be around people. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be that guy by himself all the time. Nah, because people look at you and they put you in a box and make you feel like you're a certain way when you're really not that way. Really not. And that's just like, I notice how people, especially women, how when I'm talking to somebody, they'll smile and they'll speak. But that same person, when I'm by myself, won't say nothing to me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm still the same person. So a lot of me, I don't like people. I just don't like female nature, and I don't like human nature. I just don't like the way people are. Just the human nature, the way people are, the way they behave. I just don't like them because I don't agree with it. So,
All right, we talk about single moms and raising these beta males and all that. Do dads also play a part in like causing simps? And I'm not talking about not being there. I'm talking about actually raising their sons to be basically servants to their wife or their girlfriend.
Yeah, even though my dad was never a servant to his wife, he never told me not to be one. He was always about being a gentleman and shit like that. That ain't the way to get to these women no more. My pop ain't no fucking gentleman. He ain't. He just ain't. He was just a dude that was like, it's this how it's gonna be, and if you don't like it, you can leave. And that's what these women adhere to. And the fact that, like, my pop didn't school me on, when you get older, the women in your age range aren't going to be as attractive to you. Like, I'm sure my father fucked around on my mom just because, not that my mom isn't an attractive woman, because, well, she's my mom, so I think she is, but I'm sure the attraction had to fade over time. And I wouldn't have understood that. Maybe if he told me, I might have understood a little bit, but he never explained that to me, why he would have other women. Because basically I take care of the family, and when a man takes care of the family, he's able to do whatever he wants to do. That's how my grandfather was, and that's on my mother's side, not my father's side. He had other women, but he took care of the family though. My grandmother knew about it, but she didn't say anything because back then women really didn't have the rights to go out and get a job like they do now. We're talking like, 1940 something. So
Right.
that's the difference.
I think dudes play a way in shaping their sons to be simps when they say phrases like "happy wife, happy life." Like I
Right,
remember this video where a dude was saying, a woman shouldn't have to worry about shit as far as finances, right? And the way he was talking, saying how he paid bills everywhere. It's almost like he was paying bills even in houses of just his baby mama or his ex-wife or something. And when you get to that point, it's almost like the idea is no matter what, you be you hold yourself accountable, but they don't have to be held accountable. They don't have to
like
be,
children.
yeah. But again, they don't say it in any way like that. They say she's just as good as you, if not better, and that's another thing. A lot of men tell their sons that they should be happy to even that a woman is even around them or to be their wife and all that, and it's not even necessarily if she's that great of a person. A dude to say,
Right.
again, if you're your happy wife, happy life, you should be happy just that you have someone there who's with you or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel sorry for dudes that think that way, but society got them to think that way though. Like for them, that society's not going to pitch out there. You don't have to be married. You don't have to raise a family. You don't have to do this. Society doesn't even give men that as an option. It's you get married, you raise a family. Really, at one point, you weren't considered a full-fledged adult until you raised the family. So they never looked at it like they'll have a guy who's single that's building for himself. They'll consider him selfish because he's not there. He's not willing or not wanting to share it with anybody. Like I remember being about 28, saying how I didn't want to get married and how I wanted to have things for myself. And then one of my female coworkers said, "But yeah, but then you're not going to have anybody to share it with." Well, who says I got to share it with anybody? Nobody's going to share anything with me. The key to the key to getting sex from you don't have to wait no 2 weeks or 2 months. If you basically don't lust for these women and don't be going after them, they'll throw themselves at you, man. I found that to be true too. Like if you act like a dude that ain't thirsty, but you really can't be thirsty. You can't act like you're not and be thirsty. But if you're really not thirsty, these women don't know how to handle a dude that isn't groveling over them like that, and they really come at you like that. They do. They do. If they throw themselves at you and you act like it's, pussy's no big deal, they come at you even harder. It's the dudes that act like they never had sex and, never smelt pussy before where they act like, yo, this dude is thirsty. I can't fuck with these thirsty dudes.
Yo, in this day and age, I refuse to do this whole waiting thing when women have made it very clear that they are fucking whoever, whenever, however they want.
Right.
So
So why can't we do it?
if you're making me wait, that just tells me you don't want me. And why
Right.
would
It
I
tells
want
me
it
you're
not to
fucking
want me?
somebody else. Yeah.
It makes no sense. So
That's why I say
that's
two
not here for
weeks.
that. That's not here
Because
for that.
if she ain't trying to fuck you in 2 weeks, she's on some shit. That's exactly why I say 2 weeks. Because these girls is giving ass up like it's free. And they expect me to wait. Nah, I'm not waiting on anything. Especially when I know at the end of the date, the fucking there's really nothing left. I'm ready to go on to the next one. Nah, I ain't waiting for shit. Unless I want to wait. But if I want to wait, it's for the same reason. I'm not really feeling you like that.
Yeah, guys just be trying to we try to be nice guys way too damn much, and we again we will never learn. We will never fucking learn ever.
As far as
Um,
what?
shit, our nature, their nature, we just won't learn.
Right.
We will
Nah,
never
we won't.
because again, dudes is way even shit. It ain't even about the age thing really, because I've heard young dudes say it, old dudes say it. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion to me. But besides this, what? Because I know you said you're real passionate about it. What else makes you I guess on edge about society and how we have to treat women?
Not so much. Just the fact that it's almost like believing that there was Santa Claus and realizing that there ain't no Santa Claus. Like people telling you, you know, you're not happy or you're depressed and you always downtrodden, or you just need a nice woman. Thinking that that was what was going to be to make my life complete, make me happy, make me more successful, and to find out that that's not what it was. And I'm thinking that, you know, like I spent years being upset about not being with somebody because I thought that it was going to make my life that much better. And then to find out that it was never going to be that kind of pisses me off. Be like you was looking for something that was never going to be there. You just wasted time, basically. I don't want to waste more time by going out trying to, you know, conquer women. Because now I see women as just a big, you know, thing of quicksand. I don't see nothing good to come. Because really, like this is a record. Once sex is gone, I really don't see much that you can get from them. Because you don't want their companionship if you don't want to sleep with them. You don't want to be around them if you don't want to sleep with them. At least I know I don't.
Well, they say if that's how you think, shit. There's a whole bunch of names they got.
What?
Misogyny, chauvinistic pig. A real man wants all of a woman, not just sex. So there's all of that stigma to say what you really think. Even though women use a lot of men for just sex. We know that quite clear. You know,
But
women will.
you said a man should want all of a woman.
That's what
If
they
a
say.
man wants all of a woman,
They say a real man.
but if a man, okay, a real man wants all of a woman, that would include her sexual escapades too. That's part of all of her.
Right.
That's really all of her, meaning that she has nothing else to offer. So all of her is her sex.
No, they say.
I'm not trying to really hear society trying to make men feel bad about wanting to use women for what they're naturally supposed to be used for. Like when I've made comments about females' bodies and women getting on there in the comment section trying to say how disgusting and perverted I am. No, I just know that I like women what I'm supposed to like them for. You're not going to shame me because no man is looking at you because you don't have a nice, firm set of titties and a nice fat ass. That's the only reason why you care. Because if your shit was right, you'd be happy motherfuckers was looking at you because women like attention. We all know that.
And that's another area where we're trying to just accommodate women and, you know, like the whole attractive thing. They're allowed to be, like you said it before, they're allowed to be whatever they want, you know, angry, fat, you know, bad, you know, just bad, bad hair, bad anything. But yeah, we got to come with the job, the income, the charisma, the looks, the
Right.
every fucking thing, dude. But yet, she's allowed to be 300 pounds. And it's like, well, fuck. We don't get to have standards.
Nah, we don't.
I see.
And that's another thing that needs to change with men. There's nothing wrong with being a man that has standards. Nothing at all.
There it is.
Nothing.
You can't have
But
a
society
body
will
count
try to
standard.
shame you into being that. What happened?
You can't have a body count standard as a man.
Nope.
If you got a body count
You
standard,
can.
that means your dick is weak, apparently.
So some girls like anal sex. I don't know. Some girls do. Some girls don't. You know, and the ones that do, they would be bored with a guy like me. They wouldn't want to be with a guy like me long. I would be lame to them because I don't want to fuck them like they want to fuck, like they want to get fucked. And in college, you know, I really didn't like to fuck that much when I was in college. I had girls that were, you know, wanting to have sex more than I was wanting to have it, and they go and fuck somebody else. That's what they do. That's what they do. And they would fuck friends of mine too. I guess to try to make me jealous, but I really didn't care at that point.
I don't do that jealous
I was the type of guy to have sex with a woman, huh?
I don't do that jealous shit.
I was only one to have sex with a woman once, maybe twice. Then I move on to the next one. That's just the way I always did it, man. Always. Always.
Do you think, and what's that name for it? But do you think polygyny would be a proper system over monogamy, or for them to be mixed or something like that, other than what we have now?
I don't know. I think with that polygamy stuff, it's only supposed to be a man can have as many wives as he can afford. And I don't know if if there's how many men can really afford to really take care of their wives like that, to where they can afford to, that in order to have a woman submit to you, you gotta, like I said this before, you gotta do pretty much everything. Because
Yeah,
if you make 50,000 and she make 50,000, that's a partnership. You both got equal say.
it's a hazard.
So if she don't want to submit, she ain't gonna submit because she don't have to. Because without her, you can't make it work. So if you can make it work without the woman's gonna submit because you can easily replace her. That's how they see it.
All right, so here's my
We
example,
thought,
my opinion on that example. You can tell me if, maybe it's accurate. But I say an independent woman is a cancer to a marriage. Do
right?
you agree?
Yeah, because she's not gonna be able to be told what to do. She's gonna be too busy doing shit. I think when they started, because running a household is a full-time job. I don't think a woman can work full-time and then come home and run a house full-time. I don't think too many people can work two full-time jobs. You can have a full-time job and a part-time job,
Right.
but you can't have two full-time jobs. And I think, like, when I look at how my grandmother did shit up at 6 in the morning, there was laundry day, everything. There was a schedule. I didn't know that she was on it then because I was maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 years old. But now looking back on it, she was always doing something. And when, like, it's not like she washed clothes some days. It's like when the washing machine was pulled out, I knew that it was laundry day and everything in that house was going to get washed. And that was her full-time job. She wouldn't have been able to do that like that if she had a 40-hour-a-week job. She just wouldn't have been able to.
All right.
And when women thought it was more important to go out and help a company make money than to run a household, that's when society started to falter, in my opinion.
Right.
That's what I think.
And the reason I think the way about that I do is because let's like your example, 50,000 to 50,000. If you got 50,000, if both of y'all make a combined grand evenly, 100 grand evenly, and you're saying, hold on, let's pace ourselves, let's hold our money until we can, buy some outright and not need this and that. If
All right.
if the woman's bringing in the equal amount, a lot of times she'll tell you, well, what I'm making can cover. Let's say she want a brand new car. She'll look at you like, well, what I'm making can cover this car, so I'm gonna get it. You ain't gonna control me, blah blah blah. And if some shit hit the road financially, guess who gotta clean it up? You do.
Him.
She
Yeah.
not gonna be the one trying to figure this out. She gonna be like, well, come on, like she not gonna take that on herself. Because if you let her take it on herself, like she went ahead and got that car herself, she gonna look at
Right.
you like you ain't no man. And it's like, well,
Right.
I wasn't a man when I let you do this shit with the finances. I bet you was okay with it. So that to me is
And
why I
that's
say independent women are cancerous to relationships.
yeah, and that's another thing as far as they need to be monitored because they're bad with money. Like credit and women, that's not a good thing. Like that's another thing. Credit cards and shit, they'll pay the minimum on credit cards. That's why you can't leave a woman in charge of stuff. They'll figure if I just have to pay the minimum, they look at it like they're saving money because they only got to pay $100. Whereas if they paid $500, they might knock more of the principal down. They don't see it like that. They see it that I only got to pay $100 on this credit card, and I can still have the rest of this money to mess up too. They don't see it like a man sees it. Like the less we pay, the more we're going to end up paying in the long term. They don't see that. And you can even present them with that information and they ain't going to try to hear it. What they see is right in front of them. You know how short-sighted they are. I got an extra $100 because I only paid the minimum of my credit card payment.
Right.
They ain't gonna pay if they even got the extra money. They ain't gonna pay it. They're gonna keep it and spend it on something else. They're not gonna look at it. They're gonna look at it like that's money already spent. They're not gonna look at it like it's money owed. They're gonna look at it like that's money for shit that I already spent. I ain't gotta pay that shit back. Women don't run on integrity of paying you back for the shit that you loan them. If you've
Yeah.
ever loaned women money, they ain't paying you back. They're not paying you back.
Man,
Especially if they slept with you, they ain't paying you back because they know that you got, that you got what they're worth, so they ain't gotta pay you back.
shit,
But they ain't gonna pay you back.
not today. I remember when I did have a woman that lived with me, a girlfriend. I was going over a budget prior to moving in, and one of the things
Right.
I said was, you're gonna have this much left over, each paycheck because, splitting bills and this and that. She said, "Oh no, I gotta spend this a certain amount, a few $100s at the mall or some shit for like Jordan's and shit." And it was like, I just looked at her like, "What the fuck you mean you have to?"
On Jordans. How old was she?
21 or 22. One
Yeah,
of
I
those.
can expect that. See, that's somebody who's not mature enough to live alone.
I want shit but
Like,
23. So
yeah, but
I don't get age. No. So that I understand. No, I was only a year older than her.
right. I'll say emotionally mature enough because a friend of mine, he had a roommate. No, yeah, he had boarders. They weren't roommates, but he took boarders in. And the one girl didn't pay him 1 week because she went to Clementon Park because she was a young girl. And that's somebody that's that's a child that doesn't realize, okay, you're living as an adult. Adults aren't able to do things like go to Clementon Park when they want to. You understand that? You got a roof over your head. You got to be responsible. Hey, you're not able to go to Clementon Park. Maybe next time. But that's how a child thinks. Like, I got to have everything. I got to have my cake and eat it too. I got to live alone. And on top of that, I got to go to Clementon Park. When a man's just going to say, yo, I ain't going to Clementon Park. I got to pay my rent. Because I can't be out because there ain't nobody going to take me in. I can't go to no shelter when I'm an underachiever. Women can do that shit all day. They got some motherfucker. She probably thought that my boy would be like, oh, that's okay. You can pay me next week. Which is, the case which is true in a lot of cases. A lot of guys overlook what women do as far as finances go just because they're women.
And those dudes like that is what fuck it up too. Because I remember that same girlfriend used to always tell me what dudes would try to do or say. And looking back, I think she was doing to try to get a certain reaction out of me or response.
Right.
Because one time she went to the store. She actually pulled into the store so she can grab something real quick. And she started telling me when she got back to the car, like, "Oh, that older guy in there was telling me that he could put money in my pocket and he know you not. And he'll do this and that for me." And I'm just like, okay. Anytime she would tell me stories like this, I'm just like, the fuck you want me to do? If you got a better deal, then you got a better deal. Looking back at that now, it's like, so she wanted me to break out
to do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, to break out.
Otherwise, I'll leave you for someone like him.
That's exactly what I'm thinking now. Because then I just didn't get it. Like, what the fuck you telling me the story for? I didn't run into her anytime a chick kind of try to get my attention because I didn't think it was important. But now I look back and it's like, okay, she's trying to get me to do all this shit.
Right.
I'm just like, no, that's not That's not happening.
Right. That's exactly what she told you for. Because if she was really plotting, she wouldn't have told you anything about it. She'd have just got his number and then called that nigga. That's what she would have done. She might have done that too.
Could have, yeah. And actually, another thing is I worked with this guy before, and he was telling me stories about how he was paying this one chick's internet bill. That's all he was paying. But out of paying that internet bill, he got a key to go over there whenever he want. And I guess have sex with or something like that. First of all, I don't believe that's the whole story. Nigga, you paying more than just the internet bill.
And she gonna give you a key? No, I don't believe that.
So
she might not even. Do you believe that she gave him a key?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm saying if she did, you paying more than that $50 cable, that internet.
Yeah. You gotta be. So you're paying rent.
Dudes like that was setting a standard for the rest of us because this dude being as old as he was probably ain't trying to go over there and blow her out that often. But yeah,
he was old.
He was 54 or some shit at the time.
Right? Yeah. He going over there once a week with a vat of Viagra.
So now everybody else, these chicks looking at everybody else like, nigga, that's where those videos come into play. You got to pay my bills.
Right.
I'm only talking to a man that's gonna put some money in my bag. That's where they get this shit from. Those guys. Right. And that's what pisses me off just as much as women having these delusional expectations. Is when dudes validate those delusional expectations. That's what kills me.
Yeah. Like when I was in college, I tried to go at this girl, and she wasn't with it. And then I found out later that she was messing with this dude and he was paying her rent. And I'm like, well, no wonder, because I'm not about to pay her rent. Like, there's no way. See, that's the thing. I don't want to say, well, you can't compete with that. Like, if you're a guy who ain't going to be paying bills and shit, if you're not going to do, there's no way you can compete with the dudes who are going to do shit like that.
I wouldn't want
There's
to.
no way.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I understand that. But the fact that you don't want to, you can't. Because you're not playing the game that they're playing. Like, if they're doing shit for these women, like they're doing, and you refuse to do it, it's almost like playing ping pong and there's nobody at the other end with no paddle. You win by forfeit because the other person ain't playing the shit, so you naturally win by default. So that's why these dudes think that they're winning in life, because the real motherfuckers ain't playing that bullshit, ain't catering to these women and doing what these women want them to do. The real men aren't doing that. The dudes that, cater to women, they kind of got the perception that they're winning because they're catering to these women and getting what they want to get, because guys like us ain't giving them what these women want. The bottom line.
Straight up.
Like a certain female that demands that from men and can actually get that from men, I won't compete for those women. I won't try to actively pursue them. No way. Because I know too many niggas that are willing to do shit that I ain't willing to do or trying to talk to them.
They don't realize they're being compartmentalized. That's another thing.
Nah, they don't.
Realize. They don't realize they're the tire. They're the car guy. They don't realize they're the, oh shit, my ex was over here and we fucking broke the bed. I need the bed fix guy. They don't realize. Right. So, because like every guy gets used. Let's be very clear on
right.
that. Even the dude that's just dick guy, but he's enjoying being used. So the rest of the guys, they don't realize the borrow money guy story. I'm not planning to use this in an upcoming video, but I had this childhood friend, female, and long story short, she has 3 baby daddies. And last year she asked me for $100. Now again, my simp days are over. Like when we were kids, because I would have a kid, I would always have a job. Even going back to as early as 6 years old, where I was cutting grass or whatever, so I always had money. And so she would always eat off me growing up in high school and all that stuff. But last year she asked me for $100 on 3 different occasions. And I'm just like, I didn't ask her this, but I wanted to ask her, like, nigga, you got 2 baby daddies that you're in contact with right now. Where's their $50 a piece? You can't get that? And one of them she's with and fucking that I know of. So why have
you ever slept with her?
No.
Then she shouldn't even be asking you.
Right. So it's like, I didn't give it to her, but it's just like, why the fuck you keep asking me for this $100 when you got a nigga laying in your bed?
Yeah. And now that never seems to amaze me too. When these women lay up with these niggas who can't do shit for them, I don't get that.
Because they know it's somebody else out there. Like I told you, growing up with her 10 years ago, I didn't have $100 to give her, but she would have had enough to go get some lunch or some shit with. It's because it's dudes out there owe me, but it's more than like, shit, you don't give it back, don't even worry about it here. So it's dudes like that just refuse to learn. That's gonna always keep this cycle going, always.
Right.
So again, you got to compete with the ridiculousness, and it's hard to compete with ridiculousness.
Oh yeah, it's not even hard; it's impossible because you got to one up the next dude. Niggas spare no expense. I know dudes and drop $1,500 in one night taking a broad to Atlantic City, and she wasn't even that tight, in my opinion. So I'm looking at it like, you know what? There's nothing out there for cats like me. I wouldn't take no chick and spend $1,500, let alone some chick that I see is below average. No. I wouldn't even take a hot chick nowhere like that. No. And drop money like that. And the fact that like these cats will rent like Rolls Royces. I'm talking about niggas who mess with chicks that used to fuck with NBA players and shit. She fuck with Los Angeles Lakers, Minnesota Vikings, them type women. Dudes
Right.
who compete for them type of women, they better go all out. They gotta rent. I'm telling you, rent Rolls Royces and spare no expense. Give that woman whatever she wants. And I'm just not doing that. Like I remember once I was at the airport in Houston and I met this bartender. She was an older lady too. She was attractive. And when I was talking to her, she said she used to date Floyd Mayweather's manager. At that point, I was just like, you know what? There's no sense in even thinking that you could show this woman, everything that Floyd Mayweather's fucking manager showed her. There's no way.
Dude,
No
there's
way.
I'm trying to find it and I think I deleted it. But
What?
this, this whole Cash App fans only epidemic that's out right now. Dudes is
Nah.
sending chicks money for nothing. A matter of fact, here we go. This chick, she responded to somebody. She said, "No, a nigga not giving you shit, but here you go, no cap." And this a dude sent her $2,500 on Cash App,
Mm.
and it's
For
like
what? Just because she asked for it?
I'm trying to see. I don't know, but she was like stunting on some chicks. But regardless of what it was for, obviously there was no physical in-person interaction. So even if she sent you some pictures, nigga, you sent 2,500 for some pictures or video or anything at all. I'm not
Right.
paying. I'm not giving you $5
Right.
to twerk on camera for me.
Let alone 2,500. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. We're done. As long if men keep doing shit like this, there's really no. We're only going to preach to the choir. Someone that's able or willing, or to give $2,500 to a female for nothing. That person could never be red pilled. Never. They just would throw all their red pills up. Some people are beyond repair when it comes to simping out and shit like that. Some women just idolize. Some men idolize women so much that there's no helping them. You got to shoot them in the head or something.
Damn, this shit is blurry. But there's some more of her receipts. One dude sent 400, 200, 150, $2,000, 400. And it's like, I did an interview with this chick named Anna. I don't know if you watched it or not. But
I saw some of it, yeah. Black chick?
Huh?
That black chick?
Yeah, she made a AVN, almost something like OnlyFans. And she said she took a picture of her feet, put it on that site, made $60 in 1 hour. I'm just like, who the fuck?
How revealing was the picture?
She sent it to me. It was literally just her feet. Assuming that's the picture she actually put up there. But again, $60. 3 different niggas sent her $20 for a picture of her feet. Dude.
Right. And that's another thing.
Are they sick? Damn.
I don't like the fact. Yeah, they're sick. I don't like the fact that they're getting resources. See, it's all about sex in exchange for resources, but they're getting resources and ain't giving up no sex. Like, when can the man put anything on Instagram and get money from bitches? You can't do that.
He got to be the elite of the elite. Like, I mean,
I don't even think he like that one. Who was the one dude that was the guy whose internet face? The dude, the light skinned dude that married. He was a gangster or something, and his mugshot went viral, and now all the women start liking him. That dude. I don't even think him.
No, he got.
I don't think he would be able to make money off IG like these women can.
I mean, because they got to get the money from us first and send it him. But I mean, the guys can't get something. If not, I mean, mostly they'll get vagina.
Yeah, them real elite guys. Yeah, they can
from ugly women. But as far as money goes,
but
I don't know.
No offense to the girl that got the $60, but she ain't tight like that to where if a guy was the same level as her, he wouldn't be getting no $60. He get laughed at. He get laughed at. That's what I'm saying. Right? You don't have to be special looking. Nothing special about you to get money off of Instagram. That's bullshit. Exactly. Because these simp motherfuckers is doing it. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, man. This shit is getting way out of control. Right. Last thing before I wrap this up. I personally don't think there's other than like I guess actually getting pussy, but as far as like the idea of having all of this, having a foundation, having this in some order between men and women, do you think the simp and the player are essentially doing the same amount of damage to the?
Yeah, yeah. Because the player is making these women say that they can go out here and have sex like men when that's not the case, man. Women's bodies wear out. Men are designed to have multiple women. Women are not designed to have multiple men. They're not. When you look at the emotional bonding process, and once a woman passes that threshold, she's not able to bond with a man emotionally again. And these women dealing with these players go out here and fuck and get used to getting fucked and just moving on and thinking that that's not costing them their fucking soul because they're not men. That's what it all comes down to. Men can do that shit. Men don't bond emotionally through sex. Women do. So the more sex they have, the more bonding experiences they're not having when they're having these one night stands or dealing with these players. And then they resort back to the simps to give them the non-sexual attention when these players have moved on.
All right, now the thing I want to say before I give my opinion on that is, I've said it before. The thing that people are misunderstanding when we say women can't do that, like men can, is again we're talking about the dudes who can get a lot of women, and that's not a lot of guys. So essentially,
Right.
when women make this argument, they're trying to compete with the alpha of men, and it's like you're really going to try to put a woman in place of an alpha type of dude. That shit doesn't work. But
Well, go ahead.
I think where they are essentially doing the same damages, yes, a simp will give a woman everything for nothing, whereas the player still rewards the behavior because he's not willing to hold out on women to essentially to send a message of we're not going to go for the disorder that's going on because apparently they're winning in the situation. When in the long run, it is the amount of damage that it's doing is still a big issue, at least in my eyes.
Uh, Say that again. I want to make sure I heard you right. I kind of want to say it again, please.
The simp and the player are doing the
Yeah,
same damage in my
yeah,
eyes because yes, the simp will give up everything and in hopes of something, whereas the player
right,
he still encourages the bad behavior and bad selection made. But the only difference is he's getting pussy out of it, but he's still keeping
right.
up the long term effects of having a structured society and the dynamics between men and women, the balance.
I think it's kind of like a dog chasing his tail. They both doing damage, except one is benefiting, meaning the player is benefiting from the damage he's doing. The simp ain't benefiting from the damage he's doing. He's only doing detriment to himself. At least, like you said, the player's at least getting pussy. The simp is just getting basically laughed at.
Laughed at, mocked, everything. And that's
But I think it would be more beneficial if the simps rose up because there's more of them. If they rose up and saw, resources and all that, it'd be better if the simps got some red pill knowledge than the alpha males, the 20% that they go after, because it ain't very many of them. There's a whole lot of simps out there.
and they like to talk about dudes that complain about shit like getting taken advantage of for dates and all this. People gotta understand the fact again that whole compartmentalization thing
Yeah,
that does that affects that person. So you can
yeah.
minimize say, oh, dudes don't want to spend it. Like, and the thing is $200, right? That's what they were bitching about
Uh-huh.
on social media. If I spend $200 on a date, on three different dates a month, that's $600.
Right.
You mean to tell me that I should just be okay with this shit? That's the crazy thing to me, and that's a big thing that they're arguing about right now. At least on social media, maybe not. I don't know if it's in real life, because I'm not even. If you're going to tell me that I have to spend that much, We're not even doing this. So
See, I never went on expensive dates like that. It was always like maybe $40. I never
no,
went on expensive dates.
no. They said you shouldn't even. You should spend over $100 on a date. That's what they're saying. You should be spending over $100 on a date. That's what they're saying. I'm trying to find it.
Well, if that's the case, you know what I'm expecting to do with my $100, man. If you're gonna put parameters on me and tell me what you expect, then I'm gonna tell you what I expect. I ain't gonna go into it blind and just assume that I'm gonna get some sex at the end of the night. But it's really almost no way of saying it without saying it when you say it like that. Like, how are you gonna go on a date with a woman knowing you spending $400, but how are you gonna convey to her, well, what am I getting for that $100 and it not mean sex? You understand what I mean? Like, you just go and hope that you get sex. Like, how can you make sure that you're gonna get some sex for your $100 without coming across as, yo, am I gonna get sex for this $100? You can't.
Well, a real man doesn't. You know, he just knows that he's going to get it at some point. Whereas
Right,
a real
right.
woman sets a standard immediately. That's the difference. Somehow still
But
equal, but that's the difference.
but I think that these women, if they're, because they think that a real man assume, and you are going to assume that you're going to get it anyway. You assume that you do, but the woman knows in the back of her mind that she ain't giving it to him. She knows whether or not he's getting it or not. She could just be using him for them $100. That's why I think they're saying we want you to spend at least $100 so we can use you, not so we can sleep with you after it. No, I think so we can get more dudes to do shit for us and we don't sleep with them. And they'll see, once a guy gets invested, like I know a cat that's been on 3 Tinder dates with a chick and ain't slept with her and keeps wanting to go out with her because he's already invested in her. He's never going to sleep with her. And that's what they bank on. You get invested. Like, I used to drive up like 45 minutes up Philly to see this girl that I like. Because I liked her, I would drive 45 minutes. I was investing in her to drive 40. She wasn't driving to see me. She was just waiting to be seen. So I had more emotions invested into her because I was driving further than her. She wasn't driving at all, but I was putting more of an effort into seeing her than she was into seeing me. So that's why it was more, I wanted more out of her the more I put into her. That's what these dudes with these Tinder dates are. But they don't know that these women are going on these Tinder dates just to get free meals, which is why I'm glad I'm not on any of these things.
This woman said, "Gotta make this world a better place for the next ones. I'll be damned if my baby going to be debating $200 dates with niggas in 20 years." So they say it shouldn't even be a debate. If you go on a date, it shouldn't be a limit to how much you spend.
It should be what?
They don't feel that there should be a limit on how much.
It should be no limit.
Yeah, if you want to take a woman out, you shouldn't be setting a limit. That's how they feel. They say they should be able to order whatever.
I never
want. Fuck that.
I never set limits anyway. I just always knew what I was gonna do and how much I was gonna spend. Like the smart motherfuckers, they'll do shit like and say, "Yo, I gotta go to Home Depot today. You want to go with me? Or I'm doing my laundry today. You want to come?" If they don't want to come, there's no sense in dealing with them. Like, how much am I spending by going to Home Depot with you? We might go grab some lunch. We might not. But if you won't do little shit with me, I'm not gonna spend money to do big shit with you. No, because I don't know what kind of fun I'm gonna have with you. Because if I can't talk to you on regular shit and do regular shit with you, I can't do fun shit with you. That costs money. Regular shit don't cost no money. Don't cost money to watch Sanford and Son. It costs money to go see fucking, I don't know, Dave Chappelle show. So I'd rather break you in with some Fred Sanford and then take you to go see Dave Chappelle when I know you worth some shit. Instead of spending all the money to go see Dave Chappelle and not having a good time with your ass.
Yeah, man. all these rules and mandatory rules, I don't even pay attention to. I don't indulge in. Because I know for a fact the rule is, looking back, a date has never meant shit. The women that I ever
Nah.
slept with, got into a relationship with, any of that, dating was
Right.
irrelevant. Either the sex came
Right.
first or the relationship came first or whatever. The date has meant absolutely nothing. So I think when
Right.
dudes fall for this trap, they're really, again, they're setting up a standard that is really just a ridiculous, superficial, don't mean shit standard. And they're fucking the game up.
Right. Yeah. But I don't
Before,
think they care. I don't think they care.
before we get off, I'm gonna give you the last word. If you want to go
No.
on another.
I just want to say I appreciate you having me on your live stream, man. I just want to direct people over to my channel, man. Start sharing my content, man, because I don't think that YouTube is allowing my shit to get shared like that, because I don't think people get notifications, because I'm at the same amount of views per video as I was when I had 300 subscribers, and now I got close to 700. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to drop the link to your channel in the description. But I'm gonna do it a little. I'm gonna try to drop the whole thing, but I'm also gonna cut it up. So I might be doing that maybe tomorrow or
Right.
sometime this week. I'm gonna get to it, but I'm definitely gonna drop your link in the description.
All right, man.
All right, man. Everybody,
Take
be
care,
right.
man.
You too. Be right, not positive. Out.